All right, so this is Savage. Apologize, the 360 cam is acting up. Needs some technology maintenance apparently. So anyway, cute house, laid out nice. There she is.
Hi, dear.
Some of the concerns are the washer and dryer setup right now. Your dryer's out in the garage. Okay. If you wanted to put your washer out here, you'd have to bring plumbing out. You could do that through the attic up top. Okay, so that's doable. You'd have to tie into the plumbing somewhere else in the house. And not being a plumber, I'm not exactly sure where the best place to do that is. From a flow standpoint, I like this room here. Again, it's basically turnkey, but there's some things that, you know, are less than desirable about the property. There's a good, let's call it, office or a den, or you can even make this like an entertainment room out here, which is pretty cool. It's on the far left-hand side of the house looking at the front. A really awesome bay window looking out into the backyard, which is all fenced and has a patio up back. It needs to be pressure washed, but it's a nice, otherwise a nice condition. You know, pantry, basically a spice rack. Yeah. It's an oversized spice rack. You can put some cans in there.
Spices and supplements.
The kitchen. Now, kitchen is, excuse me, basically an oversized galley kitchen. It's not bad. I think the kitchen you guys have right now is probably a little nicer as far as layout. So this might take getting some used to. Now, what's a little unusual is, and this is typical of the houses in this area, originally the washer and dryer were in the kitchen. Okay, they have this light here indicating at one point they had a like a breakfast nook or like a small table here, but realistically you're going to eat out at that table in the main area. Paul and I talked about, you know, costs potentially to redo this kitchen. It's not bad, it's just not great, and this would be something you might want to reconfigure. One of the things we talked about is maybe shifting it over to the side here and doing a stackable. And maybe moving that light switch to another place and just tapping into the plumbing that's here. There's a couple ways you can handle things, but for the time being, you got a dryer in here, or a washer in here, and a dryer out there. Actually, the plumbing is, yeah, the plumbing actually is already there, so that's good. Now, what I really like is you've got a really good HVAC system in here with an electrostatic air filter and a built-in humidistat. It's relatively new. It's a 2009 install. You can get about 25 years out of that, so that's good. The water heater, it's 2004. It's basically at the end of its life. You're planning on about $1,000 budget to repair this ASAP because there's no drip pan at the bottom of this. Basically what happens is, and you never know when it's going to happen, the bottom's going to rust out. You can replace the elements over and over again. Eventually the bottom will rust out, and you'll have water running underneath your nice laminate floor here, and then you'll have to replace your laminate floor in addition to the water heater. So I would budget to replace this right away, and I would put some sort of a drip pan underneath the effluent pump that's over here that's connected to your HVAC. I also like this cool little wall panel here because there's some cool storage in there. Downside of this property and a lot of the ones in this part of town is there's no basements. So storage is at a bit of a premium here. As far as the layout, you've got one bed up to the front here. Okay, it's decent sized. Not huge, not small. It's good enough for definitely a kid.
Yeah. Caleb's room.
Second bed here that is being used as an arts room. I like this lamp. I think that lamp is cool. Or the ceiling light, the overhead light. Similarly sized, being used as an arts and crafts room right now.
Playroom, no toys in the living room.
Now, the bathrooms are a little dated from a color scheme, but not anything that's impossible to deal with. So, this guy here, not impossible to replace. They just bolt off the wall. The hardest thing is going to be fitting it to the tiles that have been notched out. Tile work is real easy to do, worth looking up on YouTube. Basically, these things are easy to find. You can find them anywhere. They're just standard Stugway tiles. You get a cheap tile saw. They're about 40 bucks if you buy one at Harbor Freight. It's a wet saw, okay? And then simple grout, you just stick it up on the side, easy to do. Or it's not grout, but it's mud that you put on the back. This stuff is easy to work with. It's just straight lines. The tub and the blue tub, couple things you can do with it. A, you can just leave it and deal with it and look past it. B, you can get it reglazed. It's a cast iron tub. These things, nothing goes wrong with them. They last forever. But it's, the color scheme on it is a little dated. You can get it glazed for a couple $100 and make it white and have it match everything in here. That's probably what I would do. The alternative is you can have a plumber come in and remove it. They're basically going to have to sledgehammer it out because it's cast iron and put a new one in. We did that at my house. I regret it. We got one with these jets, in Whirlpool, and frankly, we never use it. So, for my money, I'd glaze it and start, just keep the existing one in there.
And it's a good size.
Yeah, no, it's a good sized bathroom. It's a smart layout. The master, it's a good size. It's well lit. We actually just turned on the lights for cinematic purposes, I guess. But
yes, because it's cold and rainy and gross out.
Right, but it's well lit.
Yes.
And this master bed closet is actually pretty big. It's a nice size walk-in with cedar lined and whatnot. There's even some space for you to put your gear in here. Presumably, I don't know how much stuff you have.
A lot of stuff.
Okay, all right. Maybe your stuff's going in the attic, but there's
or
the garage. But there's plenty of walk-up space. Probably the biggest problem in here is going to be the blue in this bathroom. Okay, again, it's cosmetic. So everything that I see in here is homeowner level improvements. Okay, new toilet, $150. Home Depot, Lowe's, and it's about a 15-minute job to swap out. Okay, plenty of stuff on YouTube that shows you how to do it. I've done repeated toilets in my house. I'm not very handy. It's not hard to do. Same thing with the counter. Or the countertop and sink. I would keep this. This to me is usable, but if you want to replace it, it's again an easy replacement. It's just sitting on top of the tiles. Okay. If you just wanted to change out the countertop, you can get a countertop. You can get a replacement drop-in sink. They basically all bolt in place. All right, they're not very hard to do. Again, YouTube would be something to look at. The biggest thing in here is really this light blue tile. This is the hardest thing to deal with. You'd have to demo that out. It's a 4-pound sledge and it's a scrape. The stuff will come out and you can put new tiles in there if you're really motivated to do so. You can do it.
It's not terrible.
No, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. I've done it. And it's cosmetic. It's nothing functionally that I'm concerned about. Yeah. So from a function standpoint, I think the house is fine. You got a nice new roof on it. You have a electric kind of kicker heater out here just to add a little more warmth to this bathroom because it evidently was added after the fact, and there's no vents run out to this point, but.
What is this?
It's not a bad. Oh, there is a vent. That looks like a return.
Yeah, it looks like a return. It's very, very strange.
Yeah, no, that's a return. I don't know why there's a return there and no vent.
Yeah.
But in any case, this one isn't bad. So let's walk outside and show you that, and then we'll get on to the next one. I like the yard. It's cute. It's fenced in. Multiple access points. You've got the side. But we're going to go out through the patio. It rained a lot, so I'm going to walk kind of gingerly. So, got a nice neighborhood. Fence is all tied in. You have, over the front, you've got a nice front yard as well.
Corner lot away from the street.
Good roof, which is important to me. And you got some shade in here. It's an irregular shaped lot. Most of them around here happen to be irregular shaped. That's just a thing. It's a little damp. We did get a lot of rain lately, but it is a damper than normal lot. It may be worth, digging some trenches and running some passive drainage closer to the street. But it's cute. It's not bad. I definitely have seen worse, including the one we were at before this.
Yes.
So I'll upload this to YouTube and send it to you later on.